Virtual Vikings game plan continues into the penultimate for the 2020 season. Vikings at New Orleans Saints. Not a lot of constants in 2020, except for this guy, Brian ONeill, with Gabe Henderson.
All right, thanks, BA. Back here inside the TCO studios, and I am joined now by the right tackle, Mr. Brian ONeill. BO, what's going on, man?
How's it going, man? Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining. I want to start off by talking about just this year in totality. We know we've made it to week 16, but all the effort that it took to get to this point, like, have you taken a step back and realized everything that has gotten us to this point yet?
Not yet. I'm sure I will when it's all said and done, but I got enough things to worry about coming up on Friday that's not Christmas related, but no, I will eventually. You'll be able to kind of sit back and have perspective looking back on it, but when you're in the moment, you really just appreciate all the people who put a lot of work in order to make this thing go, because it's a lot harder this year than years past, but I haven't really thought about it yet.
When you take a look back at, just the past couple of weeks, well, last week in particular, what are some things that stood out to you?
I think it's, you never know what's going to be the difference in the game, right? So whether it's getting stalled out in the red zone and not being able to score a touchdown and having to kick a field goal, or not knowing when that play is that's going to really, really matter, and understanding that, every single play is really, really important, and this could help, affect the outcome of the game. So trying to treat every single play like it's the most important of the game is something that, you always need to do, but it's been a good reminder the last couple of weeks.
We always hear from the skill guys of how they've grown. Maybe a running back says my vision is better, or quarterback, I'm a little bit more accurate. But for a lineman, how have you grown this year?
I think I've been able to be a lot calmer throughout the game and trying to be more level-headed. One of the things Coach Tinoco always says is try not to get too high, try not to get too low, just keep sawing that wood every play and just try to stay level-headed. And that's been an emphasis for mine this year. And I think even since the beginning of the year, I've gotten better at it. There's a couple games I was getting pretty fired up and angry, and that's not how you play your best ball. So just trying to be level-headed and calm and aware of what's going on.
Speaking of fired up, I would be fired up if we were talking about Pro Bowl snubs here, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the two guys that actually made it, Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook talks about this offensive line of being the sole reason why he is in the Pro Bowl. So what is, a Pro Bowl selection for a guy like Dalvin Cook, a guy that it starts with you guys. So what does that mean to you?
It's obviously very exciting and very well deserved. For him to say that we're the reason he's there is a little outlandish in my opinion, because if you watch some of the stuff he does, I think he leads the NFL in broken tackles by a long shot. So tremendous talent, tremendous guy, tremendous teammate, and it's just really good to be a part of it. Anytime you're a team that says we want to run the football and we want to be able to have success doing that, and then your running back gets to the Pro Bowl, you feel good. You want him to have success, and you want him to be able to carry a large workload, and he's still ready to do it a couple more times, but he's a hell of a player.
This upcoming Friday will be the 18th NFL game on Christmas Day. Can you talk about just the feeling going into that game? I mean, it's not just a regular, Thursday or a week game. This is a big deal, right?
Absolutely, and I'm excited. A lot of people are like, "Oh man, you have to play on Christmas." I'm like, "Well, it beats waking up and going to practice on Christmas. We get to go and play a game. We're gonna be here anyway, away from our families with everything going on in COVID. So I'm excited. It's the best day of the week, and it's the best day of the year, and it's gonna be really fun, regardless of everything going on, regardless of fans or no fans. We get a chance to go play against the really, really good New Orleans Saints team, who's got a ton of talent. On Christmas, it's gonna be a ton of fun. It's gonna be a big challenge.
Last week you had to block Khalil Mack. This week is Cam Jordan. How do those guys differ? What approach changes for you when blocking those two guys?
They're both tremendous talents. They're both really high-level pass rushers who have been around for a long time. And I try to put the last one away kind of as soon as the game's over, knowing how quick of a turnaround we had, and then put all my eggs in trying to block Cam Jordan and the Saints. And he's a really good player. I have tremendous respect for him, how he's been able to play at such a high level for such a long time. And I'm going to need to bring my A game, because he brings his, and that whole D-line does. That whole front seven's really talented. But I treat it like any other major pass rusher. One of the best in the game that you get to go prepare. It's going to take your best, but you're going to bring it. So I'm ready.
What would the perfect holiday gift be for Brian ONeill this year?
I don't know. We did a Secret Santa in the O-line room, and I'm hoping I get an iPad out of it. But we'll see. A win against the Saints would be probably top number one. So, yeah. Awesome, I don't really need much. I don't really need anything. I don't want anything.
Best of luck going forward, man. Looking forward to watching you play this Friday.
Awesome, man. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas also.